Do not overpack. Check the weather, important documents. Example, you have landed in Heathrow. Make sure you are alert. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dudu, back at it again with another banging video. In today's video, as you already see by the title, I am going to be giving you tips for international students coming to study in the UK or generally abroad or out of their home country. So this is going to include things like packing, things to pack, things to carry, a lot of travel tips, because I know traveling out of your home country, your home, into a whole new environment is a big deal, and I just have a couple of tips and settling in that country, tips on things to do on your arrival, so many little nitty-gritty items that I think are very important to us international students. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you keep on watching. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to join this amazing family, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. And with that being said, let's get straight on into today's video. But first, a word from today's sponsor. When you're studying abroad in the UK, there are so many things you have to deal with. You have to find a flat among thousands of real estate websites, compare different Wi-Fi providers without a 24-month log-up, find the right phone plan in a jungle of offers, get utilities for your new place, and so much more. Imagine, instead of having to spend hours trying to find the best housing, Wi-Fi, phone plan, and utility providers, you can do this all in one place. Well, this is now possible with Movido, who are kindly sponsoring today's video. Movido is a service that will make your move and your stay in the UK as easy as making a cup of tea by helping you get everything you need to settle there. And since they partner with several providers, they can even offer great discounts. So what I actually really love about Movido is the fact that it's by students, it's by ex-international students, so they knew exactly where the gap was. And for example, one of their packages where they help international students come from the airport, transport them to wherever they're going, or give them a rail card or whatever mode of transport they're going to use, and an initial line. So I think that's just really amazing. So if you plan on studying in the UK this fall, make sure you use the link in my description and my discount code DUDU for a 20% off at checkout. And yeah, thank you to Movido for sponsoring this video. Tip number one, before you travel, before you come to the UK, spend time with your loved ones. I know when you're coming to the UK, getting excited, getting everything together, we forget to spend time with people around us, our family, our friends. And remember, you're going to be away for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years, or however long. So make sure you take that time out to spend a lot of time with your family, take pictures with them, do a photo shoot if you must. If you haven't seen my last week in my home country vlog, I'll put it up here. I did the most. I made sure to see my family. We did a photo shoot and all that. So that's something that I just want to put in there because it's really important not to get caught up in the preparing to travel and forget that. And tip number 2, do not overpack. So you're moving most of your life, if not your entire life, to this entire new country, to the UK or wherever you're going. So make sure you're not overpacking or packing everything. If there are things that you haven't worn in a long time, just leave them, because I promise you, you are going to buy so many new things. So it's really unnecessary, and probably you're traveling by yourself, so you don't want the responsibility of too much luggage. So yeah, make sure you don't overpack. Just carry what's necessary, and yeah. Tip number 3, make sure you check the weather in the country that you are going to, you guys. I cannot emphasize how important this is. Back in my home country, I live in Zimbabwe, Southern Africa. Weather is pretty consistent, or when it's summer, you're almost assured that it's just gonna be summer. Here in the UK, it gets cold really early. You don't really know how it is. So make sure you check the weather where you are going and pack your clothes accordingly. So you don't want to pack super summer clothes and summer's only in June the next year, of which you're probably gonna buy summer clothes. So make sure you're like, you know, on top of that. And when you're traveling, make sure you're like in proper travel attire. You might get there and it's snowing if you travel, for example, in December. So make sure you're just like very much aware of the weather conditions in the country you're going to. And also on this point, one thing that I did is like I was like picking a couple of shoes, and I didn't realize that I will need to wear like tackies, trainers or whatever for a really long time. So I left some of mine, and now I super regret it because I didn't consider the fact that most of the time I'm gonna be wearing closed shoes. So yeah, that's just like something to take note of. Tip number 4 is carry all your important documents. This is so important. You're moving to this whole other country, whether it's your academic certificates or some programs that you attended. You want to carry everything you're gonna need, because it's no longer, you know, in your mom's office or your dad's office in the house. If you're gonna need something, maybe in your CV, or you want to apply for a job or a certain program and you're like claiming to have done something, you want to have all these different documents. So I really recommend that you carry some kind of folder where you put in all your important documents. And as well as this, when you're traveling to the UK, you want to make sure you're carrying your confirmation of acceptance of studies, because when you get to the airport, they might want to see, okay, this person's actually a student, they're not just trying to like get into the, I don't know, but they might ask for that, because personally for me, they did ask. And when it comes to documents, specifically for when you're traveling and all of that, I will make a whole video on things you should carry when you're traveling to the UK, so just watch out for that. It will come after a video or two. And so yeah, you also want to carry bank statements, because they want to make sure, you know, this person is authentic and they can afford to be here and all that. These are all documents that you'll take from the documents you use to apply for your student visa. So don't be like shaken, just take those couple of documents from there and you can use those. And obviously make sure you have your passport. Tip number 5, and this is a very important one, you guys. Make sure you plan for your entry into the country you're going to. By that I mean make sure you plan your transport, like you know how you're gonna get from the airport to your university, or the airport to a train station to whatnot. And I know it's one of those situations where you're like, okay, but I really don't know what's going on. Just remember, as like an international student, I'll take you as someone who's like just finished high school or whatever, being supported by their parents or on a scholarship or whatever. Your parents or whoever, they will buy you a ticket and everything, but when you're actually in the country, it's up to you to make sure you know where you're going and how you're getting from this point to this point. So make sure you go, you know, internet is your friend, Google Maps is your friend. You don't even need to know like 2 specific things, just you know what to ask and all of that. So yeah, make sure you plan transport and you know where you're going, you guys. Plan all of that before you leave your home country. Okay, like whilst you're still in your comfort zone with your family and whoever, make sure you plan that early. And linking to this point, tip number 6, make sure you carry cash or a card that you're gonna have cash on or money on, so that you can use it for emergencies and even little things that you might not even realize. Like, okay, you might have booked this to take you there and there, but then you get there and you realize, okay, maybe I need to buy food, or I need to, you know, get toilet paper or something. You know, you want to make sure you have cash on you in the currency of the country you're going to, so pounds if you're coming to the UK. And that is really important, because the last thing you want is, for example, even if you're going to carry a card, I do recommend that you have cash, because if for some reason the card doesn't work, you want to have, you know, a backup, and you don't want to be like stranded in this country that you don't know anything in. And when it comes to cash, I do recommend that you kind of try and have cash or card or how much ever money for the first week or 2 that you're gonna be in that country, because it will take you about a week or 2 to, you know, sort out your bank account and everything. And in this time you might have quarantine and all of that. So make sure you're on top of it with the money. Just check your budgets. You might want to do like 1 set of groceries on the day you arrive, or be able to like order food in from wherever you are. So make sure you have cash that can, you know, be sufficient for that. Tip number 7. Now this is very specific to if you are traveling alone or even with like one parent or whatnot. guys, make sure you are alert and you are aware, you're woke. I don't know how else to say it, but make sure you are woke when you are traveling. You can be very excited and you think everyone around you is your friend and you're just being nice, but I don't even mean to scare you, but for me, coming from Southern Africa, a community and whatnot, this is a big world. This is the first world. There's so many people. There might be weird people. We all see these weird movies and whatnot, so you want to kind of be like alert, woke, know your stuff, which is where the planning thing comes in. So if you're going to connect and whatnot, make sure you know all of these things before you travel, so you're not looking lost. Because one thing about being in a foreign environment or space is you do not want to look lost, because you look vulnerable and then sketchy. We've all seen movies. So yeah, not to scare you, but make sure you're staying alert in every situation that you are in. This links me to tip number 8. Make sure you're using your mouth, you guys. There's something about when you're in a foreign environment where you suddenly forget that you can talk, where you suddenly, you're in your head, you're like, should I do this? There are officials around the airport or the train station or wherever you are. Make sure you ask. I feel like sometimes when you're in a new environment, you get so scared, you forget that, you can actually literally just ask, okay, I'm trying to get there. What direction should I take, right? So make sure you're just confident in yourself and you're asking people. Ask the officials. Remember, it's their job. It's actually their job to help you. So ask airport officials, train station officials if you get lost in anything, and just don't overthink it. Just ask. And with asking again, make sure you're like not just asking any random people and giving people your personal information, like I'm trying to get to this address, and then that can be sketchy. So yeah, just ask airport officials. But the point here to make is that don't forget that you can always ask. You can always use your mouth when you're lost. Just look around, find someone who seems like they work there or is wearing a uniform and ask them. Tip number 9. Now this is such an important tip for when you're like coming to the UK or going to wherever you're going to, is have a contact of someone at your destination. You guys, I cannot emphasize how important this is. When you land, for example, you have landed in Heathrow and you're trying to get to King's College London, you need to have a contact of someone who is at that your unit accommodation, or even the hotel that you're going to, or the apartment, or whatever it is. It's really, really important, because once you're in the country, people back at home can't help you as much. Yes, you're there, you can call them, you can contact them, but if you're stranded in the country, there's not much that they can do. So it's really important to just have a contact of the person who's at your hotel, even if it's like the reception phone number, even if it's you calling the reception people, or a friend. If you've made a friend, I really do recommend that you make a friend at your university who might already be at your accommodation, so you can also just be like, hey, I'm here. And even if they don't know much, they know you're in the country, they know you're in transit, so if anything, they can be like, hey, that person, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? So that is a really, really important point. And linking to this point, you guys, make sure you write these contact details down, because we all know this life of technology, your phone might run out of battery, you might have a power bank, your power bank might run out of battery, and you are stranded. Make sure you write all of these phone numbers, important phone numbers, on a piece of paper. Your address to where you're going to, make sure you write that on a piece of paper, and just so in the worst case scenario, you still have I know where I'm going, I know who I can call. That's just one of those little things that is really, really important, especially when you're in a different environment and if you are by yourself. And something that I'd forgotten, a little point to mention, is make sure, I already said, make sure you know where you're going to, but make sure you have the address of where you're going to, because when you are at the airport, I'm going to speak for the UK especially, they are going to ask you, where are you going, like what is the address of where you're going. And with this again, they might ask you for a proof that you're going there, like a proof of how you're linked to there. So if it's your student accommodation, make sure you have your contract thing where you know you're going to this place and it's under your name, or your rent thing again, or if it's a relative, there's a letter that you would have probably maybe provided when you were doing the visa thing. And so yeah, that's also something to note, but this is all going to be there in the video that I'm going to make really soon on documents, things to carry when you are traveling to the UK. But yeah, that is basically all the tips that I have for you, and I really hope you find them useful. If you are coming to the UK, this is, you know, these are some of the points that go unsaid, but are things that you wish you had known before you traveled. So yeah, if you're not actually traveling yet and you're just doing your research, this is very good. You can actually, you know, make sure you're prepared and planned for everything that's gonna come with your travel and your move abroad or wherever it is that you're going. Thank you again to Movido for sponsoring today's video, and I hope you guys can tell how their service really does link to all these different things. Make sure to use the link in my description and my discount code DUDU at checkout for 20% off. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, and if you've come all the way to the end and you're not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to join this amazing family. And don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you are notified every single time that I post a new video. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.